Hey guys, for our lesson today, we are going to be looking at solving number stories, and today we're looking at solving addition and subtraction number stories. I know I'm successful when I can use cubes and solve 4 problems on my own. So your task for today, you have 2 that you will complete in Kami. One will be the addition and subtraction number stories, and then the second one will be your math boxes. Once you finish that, you're going to play Beat the Computer addition extended facts times 10. So we've been talking about using cubes, and the third step in cubes is to box in math action words. And I am going to have this poster available for you guys to look at. This will be very important because it gives us those action words or those important math words. So for today, we're focusing on addition and subtraction. And some of our addition words are add, plus, total, sum, in all together, in addition to. These might not be all of the words, but those are a good example. For subtraction, we have how much more, how much left, or how much is left, how much fewer, how much greater, the difference, subtract, minus, deduct. Those are all examples of math keywords that we might use. So I'm going to go in and start with our first problem, and I'm going to use cubes because it is a number story, and I'm going to go through the steps. So 2 pythons each laid a clutch of eggs. A clutch is just basically a nest, so a group of eggs. There were 59 eggs in all. One clutch had 36 eggs. How many eggs were in the other clutch? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to use my cube strategy and start with circling the numbers. So I see 59 eggs and I see 36 eggs. Check it off. Underline the question. How many eggs were in the other clutch? Check it off. I'm going to box in those math action words. So one that I see is in all. And this one right here, we're in the other clutch, is kind of important for me. It's not a keyword, but it is something that's going to help me to understand. Next, I'm going to evaluate and decide what I want to do. I have this grid, this graphic organizer that I'm going to use on this problem, and you guys will be able to use some of these different graphic organizers as well. So as I go back and I look at the problem, I can evaluate it. So I know that there's 2 pythons, so 2 of them, and then it says all together they laid 59 eggs. So when I think about it, Python 1 and Python 2, when they were together, made 59. So we're going to put 59 in the quantity. That's how many they had all together. And then one clutch had 36 eggs. So I'm going to put 36 in this quantity. I need to know how many were in the other one, so I'm finding the difference down here, and that's where my question mark would be. So I would look at finding the difference means I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to have to do a subtraction problem where I'm going to say 59 minus 36. I'm going to have 9 minus 6 is 3, 5 minus 3 is 2. So the other clutch had 23 eggs. My number sentence is going to be 59 minus 36 equals 23 eggs. We need to remember our unit when we're doing these types of problems. All right, looking at the second problem, I am going to go through my cube steps again. Jose had $76. He spent $47. How much money does he have now? So again, going through cubes, I'm going to circle my numbers, and I can see 76. I can see 47. Underline the question. How much money does he have now? Box in the keywords. So this one's a little bit tricky. One of them is he spent. If he spent his money, that means his money is going to decrease. And so I know that I have to find my answer by subtracting. And then evaluating it again, like I said, I'm going to subtract. And I'm going to think about he had $76 and he spent 47. So I want to know how much money he has now. I am going to, again, subtract. So I says to show my work, I'm going to do 676 minus 47. I can't subtract 6 minus 7, so I have to go to the tens. And I'm going to carry the 10 over to make 16. And then I'm going to have 9. 6 minus 4 is 2. So my answer is 29. I also have to write my number sentence. 76 minus 47 equals 29. Gonna look at going to another example. This is actually in your math journal, page 35 and 37. So you want to get your book out and you're going to work in your math journal along with me, so that you can follow along and have the answers in your book. So the first one says 2 python each laid a clutch of eggs. One clutch has 47 and the other has 32. How many eggs were there in all? So I'm going to circle my numbers, go back a couple pages, and I have 47, 32. How many eggs were there in all? My math action word is in all. One clutch had 47, the other one had 32, and I want to find in all, so I probably am going to add. When I evaluate it, again, I'm looking at it and saying there's 2 clutches. One of them's 47, one of them's in 32. I want to know how many in all. I'm going to use this part total diagram box, and the total is what I'm trying to find. In all and total is the same. I'm going to say 47 and 32. And remember, I said in all means I'm going to add, show my work. 47 plus 32. 7 plus 2 is 9. 4 plus 3 is 7. So my total is 79 eggs. My number model is 47 plus 32 equals 79. All right, for number 2, you are going to read the question. An alligator clutch had 60 eggs, only 12 hatched. How many eggs did not hatch? I'm going to look at this and I'm going to circle my numbers. So I see that there are 60 eggs and 12 hatched. Check that off. Then I'm going to underline the question, how many did not hatch? Check that off. My math action words, there are no math action words that are on my page. It doesn't have any of these words that could be help me to understand what is the correct way to solve the problem. So I have to use some thinking on my own. And I know that there are 60 eggs, and it's asking how many did not hatch. So this did not hatch is making me think about like the difference. And thinking about difference makes me know that it's going to be a subtraction. I'm going to evaluate. Well, the clutch had 60 eggs and only 12 hatched. Well, I know that if there's 60 eggs, there's not going to be magically an increase in the eggs. So I know that I'm going to have to subtract. So I'm going to use my quantity difference box. And I know that I had 60 to start with, 12 hatched, and I need to know how many are left. That's the difference. So my number model is going to be 60 minus 12 equals something. I don't know yet. I am going to have to solve my work. So I'm going to do 60 minus 12 over here. I can't do 0 minus 2. So I'm going to go back and trade. Take a 10 and then add the 10. So I have 8. And then I'm going to have to do 5 minus 1 is 4. 48 eggs did not hatch. Now I need to make sure that I have a unit. So I'm going to say eggs here. 48 eggs is my answer. How do I know this makes sense? This is really important for explaining your work. And whenever you see this question, you need to think about what you did, how you know that it makes sense. So I like to start mine off with I know. What do we know? Well, there were 60 eggs altogether. I'm going to use the word total because it means the same. 60 eggs total. 12 didn't hatch. So I like to have I know, and so I found the difference. When you find the difference, you know that you are subtracting. So I found the difference. It is important that you explain how you solved your problem, what you know. All right, this one has a little bit of a different diagram that we can use. This one's called a start change diagram. And just like with the other diagrams, we are going to go through cubes. First, I'm going to read the problem. Ahmed had $22 in his bank account. For his birthday, his grandmother deposited $25 for him. How much money is in his bank account now? So I'm going to go through cubes, circling the number. I see 22 and 25. Underlining the question, how much money is in his bank account now? Box in the math keyword. There's one math keyword in here, and it's not on our list, but it is one that's really important. Deposited. Deposited means she added money to the account. So I know that I'm going to have to add this money together. So he started with $22. His grandma added $25. It wants to know what he has now, and that's my end. So my number model is going to be 22 plus 25 equals something. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to solve it and show my work while I'm solving it. And I'm going to actually write it up and down. I'm actually going to stop here because I want you guys to finish solving this and then go on to the next one and solve it on your own in your book. This one, there's another keyword that we could use with money. So we can deposit money, which means add, or we can withdraw money. So if you see withdrawal, it means you're taking money out, so your money is getting less than you would subtract. For your assignment, you are going to be working on practice set 14 and working on your math boxes. And then you will be playing the everyday math game.